Hey guys and gals, hope everyone's doing well. So this next video is going to be focused on the installation of these Flat 6 Motorsports not titanium, aluminum diverter valves. These are intended to replace the factory OEM diverter valves, which once I take out the OEM ones and do a side-by-side comparison, you'll see why this upgrade is I won't say it's a necessary upgrade, but it's one that will prevent the need for upgrading it in the future, because the ordinary OEM diverter valves are known to fail, especially under higher boost pressures. And if you've been following along on my channel, you'll know that my car is producing a little bit more boost than your typical 911 Carrera S. So there's different ways to get to these diverter valves, but I've chosen a way that is kind of fortuitous. And if you're also following along on my channel, you know that I'm working on installing these Soul Sport Cats. They're in there, and I've got the bumper taken off, took off the wheels, and removed the exhaust system. And it just so happens that by removing the exhaust system, it creates very easy access to these diverter valves. And I'm going to try to point up there. There you can see the factory diverter valve. This is, whoop, pardon me there. This here is the diverter valve that I'll be replacing. This is made out of plastic, and this is super easy access to that diverter valve, which otherwise would have been a bit more difficult to get to if I wasn't already if I hadn't removed the exhaust system. On the other side, you could see I haven't yet taken off that heat shield. Here's the heat shield that I removed from this side, but this is essentially what happens after you remove the exhaust. You have the ability to remove this heat shield and have direct access to that, and hopefully that'll be a super simple swap. Again, that's the heat shield that I have not yet removed, but this heat shield comes off with a total of 4 screws, actually a 5th screw. One screw up here, which holds this heat shield on, and that one simultaneously. So anyways, more to come on that, but I wanted to just kind of prepare you for what we're going to be doing here with these diverter valves. Let you know that if you are removing your muffler or your exhaust system or upgrading the Sport Cats, this is a great time to change your diverter valves. So more to come on that. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, and now that I've shown you how to get to the diverter valve on the driver's left side, I'm just going to show you how to get to it on the right side. So to remove this heat shield here, you'll have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 2 Torx screws. I forget the size, but same one I think that you use for the bumper. And then this is what looks like a 14mm wrench to remove those 2. And then there's one more right here that requires a Torx screw. Once you remove those 5 screws, or the 3 screws and the 2 nuts, this heat shield here will pop out, and it will reveal the diverter valve on this side as well, making it easier to access. All right, so here we are on the passenger side of the vehicle, the right side. After removing the heat shield, you can see there's the diverter valve. That's the stock one that is going to be removed. And I believe I just have to, there's those 2 clamps, one at the base of the diverter valve connecting it to the inlet tube, and then another clamp connecting to that flexible tube there. Same on the other side. I think once I remove those clamps, just replace that diverter valve, that plastic one, with the aluminum one, and we'll be good to go there. So stay tuned. All right, so squeeze those together with the pliers, pulled it out. Now I'm going to try to do, let's remove this hose, which should just pop right off. Of course it's not, but let's see, maybe if I can get this part, slide this clamp a little further down the hose there, and then there we go. This should help get this thing off. There we go. And then let me try to get a little screwdriver to pry that off, kind of like I did with the valve on the sport exhaust. There we go. And there's the diverter valve, nicely removed. Now I think we're going to be reusing this rubber piece here with the new diverter valve, so hang tight, more to come. Alright, so well, first of all, I've got these nice new gloves I'm wearing because I'm tired of getting my hands all nicked up. Probably a little too late for that though, but guess can prevent it from getting worse. And also, I know some people are freaking out about me wearing my watch while doing some work, so I took that off. But anyways, here's the old diverter valve. It's just your basic, you know, plastic part. These have been known to fail under higher than normal pressures, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you may know that I am operating at a little bit higher than normal boost pressures. So it's recommended, if you are operating at higher than normal boost pressure, that you upgrade your diverter valves. And these here from Flat 6 Motorsports, they seem to be very well made. They're made out of T6061 aluminum, and they, first of all, just they feel very robust. I mean, these are quite heavy, not necessarily that you desire to have more weight on your car, but they definitely feel that they're made a lot better than these very lightweight plastic parts. So gone with the lightweight, inexpensive, prone to failure plastic part, and in with this seems nearly indestructible aluminum diverter valve. I have two of them. I'll be installing them much the same way I took out the other ones. These will be going in reverse, and we'll use we'll use this rubber piece that came out from the inlet pipe, and that will connect here with the clamp, and then we'll use the clamp and connect over here too. So if you saw my other video I just made a few minutes ago, this will all make sense when I'm putting it back in. Stay tuned. Alright, so I think the best way to put this thing back together is to do it in reverse order. So I've gone ahead. So these new diverter valves came with this little 90-degree swivel thing. It's made out of plastic, and I discovered that one of them had a little crack in it. So I decided, after speaking to John over at Flat 6 Motorsports, the company that sells these, and he said it would actually be perfectly fine to just connect this directly to the top. And so what I've done is I've gone ahead and just cleaned off that little metal part there with a little bit of soapy water, so to hopefully get this thing to slide on nice and easy. And may need to do a little bit more of that, but I'm just going to connect it directly to that rather than introduce an additional piece of plastic that could eventually fail. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put a little more soapy water on this and then slide it back on and be right back. Alright, so I took it a little step further and I put a little zip tie nice and tightly around the hose there near the top, just to be safe. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to situate this part into the hose, kind of the way the previous one was, since we're going in reverse order here. And may help to maybe slide this thing back a little bit to give it more room to slide that diverter valve all the way in. So I'm going to move this thing way back and give this thing enough room to go all the way in. Oh, there goes my light. You know, I like having the gloves to protect my hands, but I mean, you get such a better feel for what you're doing barehanded. So with the obvious downside of getting nicked and all that, so I guess I could just be using some rubber or latex or nitrile gloves, which I have, but I'm just maybe a little lazy to put on. Let's see, let's get it all the way in, as much as we can get it. There we go. Now I'm going to slide that clamp right back, all the way back. I know I'm probably blocking the camera angle, but let's see. There we go. I'm gonna put it right about there. Looks good. It's definitely all the way around. Let me just maybe slide it over just a tiny bit more. There we go. Now we're good. Now I got to get this rubber piece in here. Make sure that this thing is seated in all the way. Whoop. Maybe come at it from a different angle here. Alright, let's try that again. Now, I'm having trouble seeing what I'm doing here. Let's move this light. This light is so versatile. Let's see where I could put it that'll help me the most. Yeah. Now, alright, maybe that'll work. I don't know if that's blocking your view, ladies and gentlemen. And if it is, my apologies. Let's get that little piece in there. There we go. That's in. And now the next part is to get this all the way in, and I'll have to squeeze that clamp in order to be able to, where's my, what did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So now that I could see that this rubber piece is in there nicely, now what I need to do is squeeze that clamp wide enough to open up this guy here so that that could get pushed in. Nope, that's not working. think I pulled it out after it was clamped on, so, or I think I had it clamped on and then I tried to shove it in. Maybe that's what I should try to do this time. So I'm going to open up this clamp as much as I can. Nope. There we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. No, but that's not good. That's not good. Gotta take your time to do it right. I'm not happy with the way that looks. I think I'm gonna take it off and try to start over. Don't want this thing coming undone. All right, let's revisit this. Hang on, guys. Be right back. All right, we're gonna make another attempt here. I had to check to see how everything looked like it was fitting, and looks like we're in good shape to go ahead and just slide this thing, this diverter valve, into that hole after I squeeze this clamp here. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna squeeze a clamp. I'm going to press the diverter valve in, and then once I know it's seated in there, I'm going to release it, and that thing is good and tight. It's German for good and tight. Good and tight. I feel pretty confident with that. I'm going to try to go around the other side and look from the other side just to make sure that it looks like everything is seated in there nicely. But as far as I can tell, it looks nice and good and tight. All right, one thing down, 1,000 to go. All right, so now we'll repeat it on this side. Should be a little easier. Let's see. All right, notice how the clip here is pointing straight down to give you easy access. The clamp on the same here and here. So we'll try to make sure that we do the same thing. So we'll start, go ahead and remove there. There we go, and I think there, got that part out. Okay, nice. And this hose, remember, it goes over back this way. And so I'm going to use a little screwdriver like I did last time to pry it out of the top of this thing. And it's not so easy to do when you can't really see what you're doing. It's hard to see when all the light. There we go. And then this part, we want to slide this clamp back a couple inches, so that way the whole thing. All right, let's do that again. Nope, we're gonna get it. We're gonna slide this baby. Oh, nope, this doesn't want to go. There we go. Slide it back here, out of the way. This should slide right off, sort of. There we go. And there's your old crappy plastic cheap diverter valve to be replaced. Be right back. All right, so we're gonna do like we did before, which is, this is gonna somehow connect like that, so we want this guy to go on right there, and I'm gonna make sure that this thing slides all the way on like before, and this one's a little tighter. Anyways, I'm gonna not make you watch me do all this. This might take a little while, and then I'll just show you when it's all put together. All right, we're back here. As you can see, I've already connected this hose. I've attached the diverter valve to the to this hose. I'm going to use this. I'm going to squeeze down on this clamp and then slide it back over all the way to the diverter valve so that it's nice and snug there where it's supposed to be. And there. Not quite. Let's see, maybe come at it from a different angle using another hand. That might help. It's always tricky to do this kind of thing when you've never done it before. Let's see. I think that is probably gonna be the right setting. Oh, no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. And right there. Nope. We want to get this hose all the way down. There we go. And there we go. I think that looks like it's on nice. All right. That looks good. It's nice and good and tight. And now we want to do a repeat. We just wet this a little bit with some soapy water, because that will evaporate. And then let's do this part here. Alright, come on, come on. I think we did it. Did we? Could it have been that easy? The last one was harder. Hope you guys saw that in the camera, because I don't know if I jostled the camera around, but I think I did it. I'm kind of impressed, if I do say so myself. Not too many bloody knuckles on this one. But yeah, this thing, I think it's in there. This is good. That's good. Let me just make sure that this thing is good and tight. It appears it is. It's as good and tight as it's gonna get. All right, 2 diverter valves done. All right, so I'm going to give you one last view of the diverter valves before I start to put the heat shields back up. So here is one of the diverter valves. This is the guy on the driver's side, left side of the vehicle. You can see how nicely that went in. And there's the one on the other side of the vehicle, the passenger side. I'm going to be putting the heat shields back up, so these will probably never get seen again, but Next up is going to be the Soul Sport Cats, and that's about it. Stay tuned, more to come. Hey guys and gals, well, this is the wrap up of the diverter valves video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you did, please don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, ask me questions, make fun of me for wearing a watch or not wearing gloves and getting my hands all scraped and bloody. You know, this was a lot of fun. Actually, the diverter valves were relatively easy compared to the rest of the project that I'm working on, which is still working on the Sport Cats, and that's been quite an interesting project so far. So this diverter valve thing was kind of just something in the middle that I took advantage of while I was under the car with the exhaust system out. But as you can see, got everything back in place. Heat shields are back. You can't even tell that they were out, and I've got brand new Flat 6 Motorsports diverter valves in there. Anyways, really happy with it, and that's about it. So stay tuned for other videos. You should be seeing my Soul Sport Cat videos around the time that I put this one up. There'll probably be some other things I put up there too. So anyways, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, questions, make fun of, anything you want. I can't wait to hear from you. Take care, everyone. Talk to you soon.